Okay, with that, can I get a motion on the consent agenda? Or if anybody would like to
I was
put
gonna say that on the consent agenda, the treasurer's report on page 7, I just want to make a small comment.
What page is it on?
Page
It's
7.
Page 7, isn't it?
Thank you.
These glasses, I can't see, I have to get a magnifying glass, maybe these glasses, I really can see the numbers.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I took and added up, you know, the amount of money that we would spend. It looks like 6 or 8, what is it? What is that, a 6 or an 8? I can't see what it's like.
6.
Okay, 6. Sorry, everybody. 6. Anyway, I went and added up everything, and it comes up to about, if we get everything, and we're not, about $108,281. We've only got 569 some change there. Are we gonna start getting some money, Pete, again from these grants? Because we're starting to get going in the wrong direction on the money. And I'm kind of glad we're not doing those projects, because maybe we'll have more money next month, or whatever we come back with, those B and C or whatever it is. One was $7 grand, one was 79, 18, and 15. You know, $108,000 we would have spent today if we did everything. Anyway, that's all I was gonna say. Do we get any money coming in from grants or anything?
I guess I'm not under, when you reference page 7, was there something on page
That's the
6?
treasurer's
Page 7 or
report.
page 6?
I look at this 5, I look at 5.
Oh, the
6,
treasurer's report, the
Yeah.
cash in the bank, okay.
Yeah, yeah, 569,
Got it, yeah,
758
okay.
minus 108,281 comes out to about $463,000. I mean, you know, I just wonder if we were gonna start getting some grant money. If we had spent all the money, we're not gonna spend today.
So you're talking about those
Because
two
we dropped
items?
those items, we dropped some items, so it
Okay.
won't be that much, it'll be less than that. I don't know, I don't have it listed with the way on here, but I have the numbers. But
I
anyway, we're gonna be
didn't
getting.
add anything up to 108,000 that was gonna be spent out of pocket and not reimbursed. Any of the, we're gonna put off any of the projects that we can, as long as we can put them off. And
No, I don't think we can, I'm just saying, are we gonna get
No, I
money?
know, I realize, but I mean, as far
I-
as purchasing trucks or anything like that, you know, we're gonna have somebody to drive the truck, but we're,
I can use.
any of those cash outlays, we've gotta be aware of because of the timing of these grants. Yeah, there's the USDA reimbursement,
How much is that?
the about 350,000. And the GWO, the work effort with the leak survey.
Yeah,
Yes, we pay the bill and then we get reimbursed. We can submit up to monthly reimbursement requests. We're
is that,
preparing one now.
aren't we dropping that?
What's that?
Is that an item we're gonna drop?
No, not the leak.
We're gonna be
leak
talking about that in a few
survey,
minutes. So
I didn't bring it up, he did.
No, I'm just saying that when we get there, let's keep this in mind. When we
Yes.
talk about
Okay,
money and how it impacts it.
okay, I'm done.
All right, any other items? Otherwise, I'd like to get a motion for the.
Can I- Okay, is it gonna be after the second?
Say that again?
I've got a comment I'd like to make on the treasurer, but
All
it
right,
may be after the second. I don't know where we're at on this stuff anymore.
yeah, let me do it after the second.
I'll make the motion to accept the consent agenda, how's that?
Okay, I have a motion and a second for approval of the consent agenda. Go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to, I know Old Weimer Dam, I think that's his name, something close to that, their CPA firm. He every once in a while writes us a letter and tells us how good he's doing. And he was going to do all the bookkeeping, the statements, the payrolls and all that stuff for something like $600 or $700 a month. He's been up to $2,500 for quite some time. So that might be some of the money you want to get. That's kind of a small piece of it, but a piece at a time might be helpful. But also, I noticed in here, speaking of Weimer Dam, you've got 3 months worth of your health insurance on your books here, 2 of them in this particular month. So that's something that we go back to the idea of accruals and knowing what you were doing when you're doing bookkeeping. Also, another little minor thing, don't be careful when you're comparing to your budget on the statements, because this isn't your budget. This is a preliminary budget. You didn't have time, I'm sure, by us paying, nearly $2,000 more than he agreed to do the job, to put in the real budget, so he just gave you the overlay. So,
Any others? Okay, so there's a motion on the floor and a second. Can I get, so I'll go ahead and call for the vote.
you think I was
All in favor? Aye. Aye. So the motion passes. Jim, I didn't- yeah. So the motion passes 4. We have four approvals and 1 absent. The next item on the agenda is the adoption of a resolution authorizing the general manager to sign and submit a funding agreement and amendments thereto for funding under the Safe Drinking Board Law Program.
Yeah, this, we had adopted a similar resolution a few months back. The project scope for the purpose of this money has changed for it to be a 100% benefit to target income group. So it will be focusing on the service lines in Mariposa County. And so that is, that's it. Before we said we were going to grab a certain number of them and get those done. This is proposing to get a certain number of them done, as much as we can get done for that $400,000 in Mariposa County, because the competition for that money is getting to be much higher. And this is the bond law program, which we did receive $400,000 for the emergency groundwater wells, which were emergency, by the way, and needed. And this was this is one of the programs that we used that provided $400,000 in grant funds.
This just changes by removing any in Tuolumne County and makes it just only Mariposa?
It modifies the way that the budget was laid out. This is specifically a request for service laterals to be replaced in Mariposa County. Now, this is gonna work in conjunction with the money that we have from the IRWIMP that goes for any location, okay?
But these are for known leaks. Is that what this is?
Well, they're either gonna be known leaks, if we proceed with identifying leaks and getting a leak report that we can.
For our later item.
Right, otherwise it's gonna be a dig and replace those that have not already been replaced. It would be just a systematic approach, going down the street, digging and replacing, even those that aren't leaking at this point. There's really no way to say it's only this area, it's only that area. That's the unfortunate thing.
Why wouldn't we wait until we know what the leaks are?
You mean as far as to submit the grant application?
Yes.
Because the money's going fast. We've got, this is just $400,000 for a $2.5 million project.
Okay.
So this is just a little piece of the pie. I mean, it's not something that unless we go out and, let's put it this way, if we do go and have a leak survey done and do find, significant number of additional leaks in areas that we're not going to be able to fix with the DWR money, if we get this, and the IRWIMP money, which in total are going to still replace less than half the services, I'm probably gonna be recommending that we get some loan money or do something to be able to finish that project. If we're unable to fix a number of leaks that were identified.
Okay.
Really, in a year estimate, at some point, every service line in the district's gonna need to be replaced, because they're all showing up leaking all over the place. So at some point, to have confidence that we're maximum leak proof, all of them have to be either replaced or at least, at some point, they're gonna fail anyway, so how many years would you say until they're all gonna have to be replaced? So I mean, maybe we're just a little ahead of the curve here on this, or?
On applying for money?
No, on this, doing this blanket replacing service lines that don't have leaks at this point.
Yeah, that's not the request at this point.
But if it worked out to that, we wouldn't be really losing anything, we're just.
Oh, how many,
Time.
are we wasting 5 years worth of life or 10 years worth of life? I just couldn't even, I can't.
But it's not a waste of time. It's really
No,
not.
absolutely not, no.
It's not, it's work we're gonna have to do anyway at some point.
Yeah, if we didn't have, have a weak transmission line from the intake to here, if we didn't have issues with the intake pumping system and controls and electrical, issues with the barge, issues throughout the system, and this was our major issue, I would be recommending that we go and get a loan and just get this thing done, and hopefully get as much grant money along the way. I mean, I don't wanna take that off the table. But I think that the difficulty has been trying to write the specifications for the bid packet for the contractors, not knowing where those leaks are and not having enough money to just go down the street. You know what I mean? You can't tell them, hey, we'll tell you when you bid it and then we'll tell you where to go. We've got to give them a list, or we could get change ordered to death on this thing. So
you gotta give them a list of where you want them to go.
because they've got to have, I mean, they're going to bid it on a per foot basis. That's a different issue. We've already authorized going forward with that project, but we're trying to put the finishing touches on it. And it can't, with the feedback that we're getting from, our engineering and our contractors that we've worked with before, they're not gonna know what to bid on. If we just say, unless we say you're gonna replace them on Banderia, from start to end, from Lozano, from Alamo, and just list out a number of streets where they can actually go out and look, see, get an understanding of it. To do that, we would be having them replace some that still have some life left, but we would be exceeding the amount of money. So that we have available, to put it to the best use, it's kind of a multifaceted approach. But this is the grant that we talked about 4 months ago. We authorized getting a firm to put the application together. They put the application together and have determined that the highest rate of success is going with, we've got 140 in Mariposa County that we're definitely going to identify as leaking. There's no doubt.
Okay. Is there any public comment on this item?
What happens if you have a problem in Tuolumne County?
I'm sorry?
What happens if you have since you're eliminated in Tuolumne County, what's gonna happen?
Get a sponge.
We have to recommend.
You were looking for a very nasty lawsuit, folks, and I promise you that. For fraud.
All right, I appreciate your comment, thank you. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I got a very brief one that's a little bit off the side, but it's in the package. Did anybody take a look at these growth statistics?
Yeah.
Yes.
They do not indicate that we should be too interested in trying to expand our location. And maybe we should be cutting back, becoming the best and the lowest cost producers, take care of the community that we have, and just say, thank you, God.
Actually, that's what Mariposa Planning proposed back in, I think it was April 1985, was a zero sphere of influence based on our, not just our water license, but just where the law was set.
We don't need any more if these things are right.
Yeah, my question is,